Hello! You'll see here I'm filming in my bathroom today. Here at Pelvic Gaming, we're switching things up. On this episode, we're going to talk about poop, feces, shit, dung, manure, crap, and sometimes fertilizer. Now, poop comes out in many different shapes and sizes. Sometimes it comes out as a thick log or little pebbles. Other times it comes out in a thin rectangular box titled Drakengard 3. Bet it hurt pushing this one out, square. Before I delve into this game, let me first say that this is the first and only Drakengard game I've ever played. What drew me into this game was the trailer, and more importantly, the look reminded me of Nier, and I come to find out, some of the people that worked on Nier were involved in this game. But let me tell you, this game was a complete flop. Now that that's been said, here's the puzzling story of Drakengard 3. Drakengard 3 is a prequel to the first Drakengard and opens up with some background on the world you'll be exploring. The world was at constant war, but 5 sister goddesses, or intoners, brought peace to the world through the power of song. But one intoner sought to kill them all, Zero. Zero is the main character, who is out to kill her sisters, who are conveniently named 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. With the help of your trusty dragon Mikhail, you confront your sisters in a quick battle, which doesn't end so well for you after one summons her corrupted dragon, Gabriel. After getting beat by her sisters, Zero retreats for a year to recover her strength. Upon seeing Zero again, she has a new arm and sports a flower jabbed into her eye. And that's not all that's changed. Mikhail diminished into a shell of his former and greater self, which Zero now refers to him as Michael, as he is not worthy of Mikhail's name. Zero, to simply put it, is one tough, PMSing 24/7 rude bitch. She constantly treats Mikhail and her other companions like shit. She has one goal, and that is to kill her sisters. As far as she's concerned, you're either in her way or you're not.
All of you, women, children, the elderly, it doesn't matter. If you stand in my way, you're gonna die. Okay.
Michael is a disgrace of a dragon. Childish, airheaded, and has this annoying high-pitched voice, much different than Mikhail's.
I'm sorry.
So back on track. Zero is on a mission to find and kill each one of her sisters who are accompanied by a male disciple. Their male disciple is not only a sex slave, but can use the intoner's song to summon an angel. After you kill a sister, you take their men, which beckons for entertaining sexual dialogue.
You're the only one who can sense intoners, remember?
I sure can. I'm starting to really get used to this feeling too.
Yeah, I bet it feels real good too, huh?
Oh yeah, it makes me spasm with delight.
Stop teaching him things, Dido.
Now this sounds like a solid story, however this game has 4 branches with 4 goddamn endings. And to be honest, the different branches of the game only add more confusion to what seemed to be an incomplex story. In different branches, certain characters return, or are already dead, betray you, or completely different from when you first met them. It sounds cool and it adds to the sense of mystery, but there's really no explanation as to why the world and the intoners are becoming even more strange. More importantly, the intoners brought world peace, so why does Zero want to kill them? Well, you don't get that answer until the near bitter what the fuck end. To be clear, the story had a really good setup. It did a great job questioning if you were doing the right thing. Again, you're killing your sisters who brought world peace, so maybe you're actually the villain. But what pissed me off is branches A through C didn't actually matter. As far as I'm concerned, it was practically filler. Now I do admit this is where my lack of knowledge could take place. I've read that there are head nods to the other Drakengard games that could be seen in these branches. So to me, while it just added further confusion, to those who have played the other Drakengard games, it could have been a pleasant surprise or made some sort of sense. There's even DLC where you could play as the sisters and experience their campaign. But because of this game's issues, which I'll get into in a moment, I didn't bother paying an extra $6 per sister to play their story. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the gameplay. The severely repetitive gameplay. Different linear environments, killing the same enemies. And let's not forget the shaky camera work. Boom, Drakengard 3. The 2 positive things that stood out to me for the combat system is 1, intoner mode, where you're invincible and you do stupid amount of damage. Secondly, the weapon change system is swift and seamless. You have your standard sword, heavy but powerful spear, quick gauntlets, and chakrams for range. But that's about the only thing seamless in this game. Drakengard's biggest issue is the frame rate. It is absolutely awful. You could see the frame rate suffering during simple moments like the loading screens, the sisters talking, crowds of enemies, and just all throughout the game. But you know when it's the absolute worst? Dragon combat. In every dragon battle, you will suffer and it will suck. They added what was supposed to be an amazing, badass feeling feature, and it was just completely wrecked by the frame rate. Shame on all these guys for letting such a bugged out game like this in public. Other things Drakengard 3 includes are Accord's Request, which are mini special missions that, if successfully completed, will allow Zero to hold more items or get certain weapons, which you'll need to get all the weapons to unlock the final ending branch. Also, in regular missions, there are special chests that are hidden within that mission. If you're a completionist, you may want to take a look at that. Boss battles were alright. They weren't hard to figure out nor to do. Simply learn the boss's pattern, dodge, attack, repeat. However, before I continue, hit this number right here if you don't want to see any spoilers, because I'm about to get into some spoilers in 3, 2, 1. The final boss was bullshit. Okay, so I like to be OP as fuck when I enter boss battles. So I spent a shit ton of time grinding before meeting the final boss for the first time. The final boss is like no other boss. Why? Because it's a fucking rhythm game. One, it pissed me off because I spent so much unnecessary time grinding in a game that is repetitive and has frame rate issues when all you have to do is have a freakish musicality. You have to listen to the beat, and when you think you beat the final song, no, the screen goes black, and Michael starts talking to Zero, saying their final goodbyes, and the music slows down, it softens, and if you don't hit the button that matches the nearly non-existent beat, you lose and you have to start all over. No checkpoints, do not pass go, do not collect 200. And this is about an 8-minute boss. There is no way to speed up the process. Okay, I get it, I understand the final boss is supposed to be hard, as it is the last thing you do. But when you make the gameplay of the final boss that is nothing like the gameplay you have been taught, it is just frustrating. Hell, it was trolling. Normally, bosses incorporate everything you've learned in the game. Not once do you play any sort of rhythm game before this boss fight. Hell, I invited friends over to beat this game since anyone could pick up a controller and play this boss without playing any of this game. Wanna know something else? I even tried cheating by using another player's game marked with the beats. Still didn't get it. Man, I played this game about a year ago and recently replayed it just to help me make this review, and I still haven't beat the final boss and still have never seen the true ending of this game. The graphics, I have mixed feelings. The cinematics, fucking gorgeous. The cutscenes would have been nice to look at if it wasn't for the frame rate. I love the character designs a lot, but you could tell this game did not have a decent budget. For coming out at the end of the PlayStation 3's life cycle, it could have been better. As a fan of over-the-top blood gushing and chopping the limbs of your enemies off, it was quite a nice touch. Especially seeing Zero's outfit getting covered in blood head to toe was awesome. But guess what you suffer from when there are several limbs flying around and blood spurting everywhere? Frame rate. Also, the loading times? Terrible. Loading times that are supposed to start the mission are bad. Loading times during the mission are bad. Just bad, bad, bad. Finally, we come to the music. It's no Nier, but it's good. Especially when you're fighting the angels or the intoners, that's when it's at its peak. Also, because you fight intoners the second time, a different version of their song plays, which in my opinion sounded even more badass, more serious, more shit's about to go down than the first time you hear their song. And the first was already pretty awesome. And let's not forget intoner mode. There's an overlay of music that flawlessly accompanies the music already playing.
So how is it exactly that you got kidnapped again? Where's your brain?
My head.
The only time intoner music surprisingly doesn't sound good is when you're battling another angel/intoner. In fact, it clashes. Unlike Nier, the music during the levels are pretty forgettable, but when you do listen to them, they are pleasant. My favorite tracks definitely vary on my mood. I will have to say all of the boss battles definitely get it in for me. Since I'm only limiting myself to one, I'd say the first time you fight 5 definitely takes the cake. And there it is. 2 out of 10 due to its warped, twisted branches of storytelling, and the biggest issue of all, its frame rate. If this game's frame rate wasn't as bad as it is, then this game might have been tolerable. And the story, to be honest, you're just better off watching the cutscenes since the gameplay is repetitive and boring anyways. As far as I'm concerned, branches A through C didn't actually matter. Would I recommend this game to people? Absolutely not. Do not support games with terrible frame rate. But I will say the one thing that this game did was pique my interest of Drakengard 1 and 2, because the premise of the story wasn't bad. It was actually really good, until it got jumbled and I didn't understand what was happening. And I felt like if I did play Drakengard 1 and 2, I would have seen the references and seen more improvement and maybe could have given this game a little bit more credit. But as far as someone who has never played any Drakengard game in their entire life, it needs work. As always, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what games have frame rate issues, so I can avoid them. And did you guys enjoy Drakengard 3? Or were you like me and just irritated with the entire experience? Let me know if someone else has played it and I'm not alone and I'm not crazy. Or maybe I fucking don't know. Anywho, tap that like button and don't forget to leave me a comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching! It's starting to stank up in here.